Hi, Trip here again with financiallypossible.com. Happy New Year to everyone. Today is January 2nd. I hope you all had a great New Year. Today I'm going to cover the practical aspects to the book Early Retirement Extreme. My wife and I were actually very close to achieving financial independence. It's been quite a long road, and one thing that I see myself doing in retirement is actually doing a little bit of work. But it won't feel like work to me. It'll be engaging in activities that I actually want to do, very social type work, some volunteering as well. I've picked up this sign here for my office, and I really believe in the message that it says. I like this sign, and I want it to be the first thing that every one of my clients sees when they walk through my door. So, without further ado, I'll move on to the book Early Retirement Extreme and talk about some of the practical aspects that the author covers on how to achieve financial independence in a short amount of time. So, he describes the topic of working for money. Work has been defined in many different ways, the most appropriate being, I know it when I see it, and very often includes activities that one does not want to do. Well, my thought on this is when I was young and coming out of college, I was excited to go to work. I didn't really know what working meant, at least in a career type of setting. I had worked cashiering jobs at a fast food place and at a builder's like a Home Depot, but it was a different company. So I really didn't understand what having a career meant, and I was excited to go learn and experience what it meant. But as the years have passed, work has become less and less enjoyable. So I'm really personally very glad that I'm near the end of that road. If you're in college or in high school or even younger, you might not have a clue what I'm talking about, that work can become boring or a grind or something that you feel like you're a slave to. But you will reach that point, more likely than not, after being in the workforce for 8, 10, 15 years. Your opinion will change over time. And I think that I know that the minority of Americans truly love their job. If you're watching this and you've been working for 15 or more years and you're still at the point of truly loving your job, then congratulations, you're in an extreme minority of Americans. So here's another section of the book where he talks about how to assemble a wardrobe. So he's got a picture here of drawing connections between various items. And he talks about the usefulness of items and whether they fit in your wardrobe or they don't fit. To build a wardrobe, take a piece of paper and list all your items of clothing, spreading the items out over the paper as in this figure that I showed you. Blue shirt with print, black jeans number 1, black socks number 1, red sweater, green sweater, etc. Now create one outfit by drawing lines. For example, black jeans number 1 to black socks to blue shirt forms a closed geometric shape, a triangle, and constitutes one outfit. It will be easier to match colors, at least for a guy like me, if you just stick to black, navy, and gray. These colors go well with each other and almost everything else. Continue this exercise, but only connect things you'd be willing to wear or are in fact wearing regularly, as per se in the list in section 6.1.3. At the end, you'll notice that some items connect to many other items. Those are the central pieces of your wardrobe. Other items, like that hideous sweater from Aunt Martha, are fairly unconnected. Yet, other items have duplicates which serve the same function. The most efficient wardrobe is the one with the largest ratio of outfits to items of clothing. Add or remove items of clothing accordingly. So this is how he describes assembling a wardrobe. It's a very mathematical approach, very logical approach. And he covers so many different aspects of how to construct your life financially on a wide variety of topics: housing, transportation, eating, just so many things. And he goes into that kind of detail that I just read to you. These are practical aspects to achieving financial independence. If you were to literally follow everything that he lays out in this book, it's an extreme path. You'd be on the path to achieving financial independence in probably 5 to 8 years. I'm not here to encourage you to do that. I think a more moderate path is somewhere in the 12 to 20 year range. I really believe in enjoying your time while you work and enjoying the process of earning money and spending a little bit of money along the way. Otherwise, what's the fun in life? My wife and I, for instance, we've always saved between 50 and 75% of our income. Most years I'd say it's been closer to around 55%. We've done some amazing things like traveling to Europe, traveling to Hawaii. We've been to Spain, Germany, France. We've been to Canada. And I wouldn't trade any of those trips for the memories that we got to create, and the pictures and the joy and the experience we've had and the food that we tasted. I wouldn't trade that for the money that we could have had instead and invested. There's a certain aspect to needing to take and spend money on the things that truly bring you joy and value in your life. Otherwise, it's impossible to try and save at a high rate if you're not enjoying the process along the way. You'll just be miserable and hate it. On the topic of my wife, she's a really amazing person. She writes a financial blog as well called Miss Financial Literacy. And one of her most amazing posts there is a connection between savings rates and years to financial independence. And that's documented in this book as well. There is a very high connection between savings rates and achieving financial independence. It's much higher correlation than what type of returns you get on the money you invest. I would say myself, being what this author calls a salary man, I fell into a trap that is very, very common for Americans. And that is, I got out of college, I went into a career, and I stopped learning. I would encourage you to never stop learning, particularly if you want to achieve financial independence and do so in a reasonably quick way, in that 12 to 20 year space I was talking about. Keep learning about investing, about how to get returns on your money. Read a lot of books. Don't go out of college and just get so busy working and stop learning for yourself. There's so much out there to learn. You should keep reading books always. So thank you for listening, and this was Trip at Financially Possible.